Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've done energy update, and today we're going to be talking about not taking things for granted. I just asked the trees, like, what should I talk about? Not taking our life and not taking anything for granted right now. And we're going to be talking about relationships. So, first, hello. The shit's hitting the fan. There's a lot going on. Just number one, physically in our world, politically in our world, energetically in our world, mentally in our world, no matter where you are, cosmically in our world. There's a lot of energies that are disrupting, changing, disrupting how we feel, disrupting in a way that's creating storms, or disrupting in the way that it is challenging us in different ways to see new things, to transform in our bodies. And those of you who are sensitive and who are more conscious about your life and what's going on around you are feeling more of that. And it takes a strong practice right now, a really strong practice, and a devotion to taking care of you during all these transitions and things that are going on. And if you see me going like this, there's little black flies flying around. And those of you who are feeling stuff and feeling the disruption, or just waking up, who are confused, and I'm sure it feels very scary to a lot of you. It can feel, and this is Bodhi walking around. A lot of this can feel, what the hell is happening? And what am I feeling? Why am I anxious? Why do I feel physically depleted or tired? Nope, Bodhi, nope, leave it. Lots of questioning, so lots of new things happening. You might be, again, I've talked about this before, this has all been going on, but a lot of changes, a lot of unknowns, a lot of new things, a lot of old things dropping away, which can include friends, jobs, your job or your career changes, no matter, it doesn't satisfy you anymore, or you let go of it and you don't realize it's a gift and you get to go find out what you want, or the job is so depleting and draining you and making you sick right now, and you're hanging on, you're trying to find a way to hang on. And the same could be with friendships, with love relationships, with family members. That's what we'll go into relationships in just a few, and it'll be entangled in all of this talk that I give. And also you might find yourself coping, doing things to cope with what is going on. You might find yourself drinking, taking drugs, playing games, doing things to escape, right? And burying your head in the sand. You don't want to deal with it. All sorts of things. You might just want to take off and escape. You might just want to go camping, go traveling, just try and forget what is happening to our world right now because it's very confusing. Or you're just lifting your head, seeing that the world is changing because it is so dramatically now that you cannot ignore it. You can't be with your head in the sand. And one of the things that this is calling us to do by all the observations about the changes you're feeling you need to make, or the challenges that are coming up and, scaring you, or, creating fear in your life, like disbelief. You don't feel rooted. It's like you feel betrayed in some way, like somebody pulled the rug out from underneath you. Just all of a sudden, it's like you're having to pay a lot more attention to what's happening in the world because your life is being disrupted. And that disruption can be cosmic through solar flares, can be through weather, which the solar flares and stuff affect the weather. It can be, again, a loss of something. It could be the gaining of something. You could have, found the great job, but you have to move. Found the great partner, but you have to let go of the old one. Had new discoveries, just all of a sudden not feeling motivated to do what you've been doing. Not knowing what to do, that's been a big part too. When we go in between what we were doing before and what's to do next, there's like this big space. Could be boredom, you could feel bored or just unmotivated, or you could go into a little depression, feeling it because life isn't the same, and so you have feelings and ideas about that have you feel certain ways, and that you're or there's loss, so there's grieving that has to go on, and there's this space in between what was and what is becoming, and that what is becoming is determined by what you focus on and what you want and what you desire, what excites you. But in between this transition, there might be one thing, it might feel like a lot of your life is falling apart, or that your world as you see it, as you know it, feeling safe. You might not feel safe anymore. You might feel really insecure and trying to figure this out. And I wish, I could gather you all up and we could have a live talk and, come here and, or give you hugs, give you some hugs and tell you everything's going to be all right. But me telling you something and you not believing it doesn't work. You have to believe in your heart and know in your heart what you want to create, or be with yourself to figure that out. I can't tell you what's good for you, what's right for you. I can help you figure that out, but there's nobody else can tell you that. So one of the things that's happening right now, right, in this chaos, is that it's asking you, if not demanding from you, to pay attention, to go inwards, to seek what you want, to explore. Who am I? Who am I? Why am I here? What's going on? How And in that process, you're going to start discovering things about yourself, which is really important. And you're going to start discovering things about the rest of your life. And some of those discoveries, hopefully, are going to be what's important to you, what really matters. This is like when the world around you is breaking down, then it's all of a sudden, you can't take life for granted anymore. You can't take life that you're going to be in the same house, in the same apartment, in the same town, with the same people forever. You have to, you can't, you might wake up and find you can't trust the people who were making decisions before to make good decisions that you would like. But one of the things I want to say here about all of this is that life is not black and white. Relationships are not black and white. Politics are not black and white. Health is not black and white. The cosmos aren't black and white. Nothing is black and white. This tree is not black and white. This tree is connected to every single tree on this property and all around. This tree is connected to the quantum field. It's connected to the sun. It's connected to Gaia. It's connected to the minerals, crystals, plants, animals, etc., everything that's around us. And so are you. To Source, to God, it's connected to everything. And that's part of the truth that you will be exploring as you go through this. As you go through this transition of some of the breakdown of our world, we have to just be deciding what's important. What's important. And that knowing that things are not black and white. So the things that you say, oh, this person's that way and I'm this way. No, you're not. That person has a lot of different gifts and talents and energy, connection to everything, as well as traumas. Things have happened in their life that created beliefs and actions, personalities, different things that in order to cope with it, in order to cope, to feel safe, to feel protected, to not feel judged, to feel a part of something. Everybody has wounds. Everybody has wounds. Even this tree and that tree and, all the things around there. Everybody has something going on that creates, that they have to find their way around. The roots have to find their way around a rock to go deeper so that it can get more water if it's got shallow roots. And if it's missing some water and another tree has some more water, it'll share its nourishments with the tree that has less. We can learn from that. We can learn from nature. Again, politics, what you see as Democrat, Republican, left, right, all over the world, whatever it is, all over the world. Each party has their multiple layers, multiple different people behind it pushing for different agendas. Even the parties have same agendas. Different parties have same agendas that they're going for that you might not even be aware of, that they might not want you to be aware of, because they want you to be in duality. They want you to be angry at somebody so they can try and have an advantage over. You're going to be learning how to become more discerning, how to be more open-minded, how to see more, how to feel more, and not take that you for granted, that what our government's doing for us. Is it doing it? To start asking more questions. More questions about things. I see a lot of the populations around the world are not asking questions. Where went the questions? And I see that a lot of people are, depending on religion, culture, etc. There are people that have advantages to get you to believe that that's a bad person, or that's not a good religion, or that's all these different things, so that you are confused, you are torn, that you back them up because of that. We have to realize that a lot of our world on social media, in news media, and a variety of different things are bringing information, tons of information into us in subtle ways, in music, in visuals, in videos, in they are oh shoot, what do they call that, when like on a screen there's words or images that are influencing you and you don't even know they're there. There's propaganda coming from all over the place. And there's really good energy all around, like these trees and nature and dogs and cats, and the love in people's hearts, and the love of source and the quantum field, and our guides and angels, etc. So I just want you to know there's a mix here, and it's really important right now that you start to be discerning, or start to notice nothing is black and white. There's a bunch of stuff in here. There is layers and layers of stuff. I talk about how I've simplified and make kind of the metaphor of what's happening in the world. It's like 5 chess games on top of each other in different dimensions, or different timelines, different parallel universes, and we don't know who's moving the pieces where, and they might even be playing on 2 or 3 or 5 boards, right? And when that move is made, then another move, then somebody else comes in, and somebody else comes in, or different factions or different parts, and there's different characters that are in this, playing this, and that you can't just say, this is the next move to take, or that I know that these people are that way, or I know that this person is doing that and it's wrong. And I just want to say, you have no idea what's going on. I can pretty much say that for everybody. I don't think there's one being or entity in this universe that knows everything that's going on. It's like a chess game, and people are playing it full out right now. Some are trying to create fear and create, make money, have power over, and others are trying to raise the energy of love, raise the energy of unity, bring us back to thinking about things and what it is that's important to us. Like, don't take for granted that humanity's going to be here. Things that I've been learning over these last, 5 or more, a lot longer years, is that don't take anything for granted, because we could have, there could be a cosmic event that, changes this planet in some ways, where a lot of life is lost. There can be a stupid thing that is done by one person, by one country, but whatever, that just pulls a trigger on something that could change all of our lives. There's already things that have been happening that have changed a lot of people's life. I would say one like the COVID shot. So don't take your family for granted, even if they don't agree with you. Don't take anything. Don't take your time, what you have, you know, to be grateful for it, to be saying thank you, to cherish. Like, think about those relationships if you lose them, right? What is your um, life going to be like then? That those what's it going to be like losing somebody and you never got to tell them you loved them? Or it's like, don't wait to live your life. That's the other thing too. It's just like, live your life beautifully right now, from your heart, not from your head, and find out what is really important to me. What do you want to create? What, if you're part of helping to build this new world, because it is a new world that the old world is crumbled and crumbling. And if you're not clear on that yet, take a good look around but we're building a new one. We're building through our higher consciousness, through awareness, through new choices, through being discerning, through our inner wisdom, through our connection with everything, through the wisdom of Gaia, and learning to connect into ourselves, and starting to trust us and listen to us, and not designing your life out here from what other people are saying, what the news says, what your best friend says, what your family says. It's like, you're an unique individual who is here to experience your life in this world. And are you experiencing that? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you making choices, or are you letting somebody else make choices for you? And if you're letting somebody else make choices for you, or you're making choices out of your fears or out of your traumas in order to just feel safe, you're not making true soul choices. And you're not going to make them all in once. You're going to make a choice and say, okay, that's important to me. And this is so I'm going to talk about relationships a little bit right now too, because relationships are very, very important. And as you start to go through these things, and you start to grow and change, having people you can talk about this with is very important. But I want to share with you, and I think there's been a lot of programming around this also, that about dividing people, dividing relationship. I remember when COVID came out, and they said, oh, if there's somebody who's either, you're in a community that's of unvaxxers, and they say, if somebody's getting vaxxed, then you need to leave them. And then otherwise, if the vaxxed community was saying, if somebody isn't getting vaxxed, you need to leave them. And I thought about that very deeply. I contemplated that. I talked to my higher selves and source and the trees and everybody, and it was like, no, oh my gosh, why would you do that? We learn about ourselves from our relationships. Our relationships reflect back to us who we are. There was a time, believe it or not, some of you that might not even think this, where you could have people from all over the world sitting at your dinner table, different religions, different political views. Nobody would think about that those people couldn't be there, we would have the most interesting conversations. And this is not just me, this was all over the world. Those of you who travel, when you stay at youth hostels, right? There's people from all over the world there. Are you saying, do you go through and have a checklist like they've got to take, give you their resume about their beliefs before you'll sit down with them? No, when you're traveling, it's exciting to meet people. You've probably met some beautiful people, some wonderful people, some fun people, some very smart people, and some very, what do I want to say, natural people that 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 are all over the place. It's like the same thing like saying holistic people and Western medicine. You have to argue. No, whatever works for you works for you. And both have their benefits and both have their place along with Eastern medicine, right? With any medicine, natural medicine, nature's medicine, right? There's so many things that are super supportive of your mind, body, spirit. And I just want you to know that if you've been dividing, that's programming. You have to start to see that you've been programmed to continue to divide in a lot of different ways. And there's actually been a lot of programming too to divide the family, because people that want power don't want people to have power in numbers, in groups. They don't want to have people that would come together, like people are starting to come together now. Let's come together for peace. But again, a lot of people are coming together for one issue and don't understand there's a lot behind it. And just like the issues that are out in the world, happening around the world, there's a lot of issues with you. There's a lot of, what I want to say, these different personalities within you that play out habitually, that you've created since you were a little kid, unless you've done work on this, and then you those of you who have understand what I'm saying. And it's a constant unraveling of, where's that belief come from? Where did that come from? Whose is that? Whose belief is that? So as far back as you're a little baby, and how your parents took care of you, whether you were held when you cried or not, that starts to be conditioning. And then you start to feel, was I supported? Was I not supported? Was I loved? Was I not loved? Was I abused? So there's all these different things as you continue to grow. And then what you're listening to, what music your family listens to, how your mother and father related to each other, what were their roles that they played out, and then whether you believe and agree with those. And you might have said, I'm not going to be like my mother, or I'm not going to be like my father. So now you're making choices that you're not going to be like you, because your focus is to not be whatever it is that you said you would not be with them. So you're operating from traumas, from if you were always judged, a lot of people I'm talking to have had a narcissistic parent, spouse, etc. And so if you had that, you were going to grow up not feeling good enough. And so anytime somebody says something to you that has to do, things will feel like a criticism or a judgment, and it will bring up that feeling, I'm not good enough, I don't feel safe right now. So you'll be very defensive. So a lot of different things. So I don't want to go over a lot, because I don't want this to be too long, but I want you to just think that those people in your life, when you're pointing a finger at them, there's 3 fingers pointing back. And it's when you're reacting to what somebody does or says, that it's your traumas, or it's you reacting to them, not that they necessarily did something to hurt you, but whatever came across, it's your interpretation of it. It's your interpretation of it. And so this is complicated. If you haven't done this before, that's where I help you see those and heal those, let go, so you can be an independent, so you can be there with anybody and be in a situation and be present and be neutral and hear the conversation and hear the words and ask questions to clarify. You're not on defense and in fear and making, well, I don't know if I can be myself around them. I don't know if I can do this. I have to walk on eggshells. Oh my gosh, there's just so many layers. And one of the things that we're having to do in all of this breakdown, right, is let go of those things that are brainwashing us, hypnotizing us, that have been programmed in us about our culture, who we are, right? All of the things that we're this way because we're the culture, we're this way because of our sex, we're this way because of our financial status, we're this way because of our health, we're this way because of how we look, the color of our skin, whether we're heavy or skinny and everything in between, whether we're an athlete or studious, whether we're a 7-figure or 7-figure or a stay-at-home mom or dad. See how it's like everything is like, and then we're pick, and all of that is our judgments of ourselves. If that was it, when we judging somebody else, that's what we judge about ourselves. If we're judging on how somebody looks or how much money they make, that's what we're like, we can do that because that's in our reality, and that's what we're judging about ourselves. So if you work on those judgments about yourself, stop judging, and you are what you are, and let go of the things, again, that have you hooked and telling you what to believe, and it's what you believe is what you feel. And then that you project out into the world. So as we're releasing those things that have got us seeing the world in black and white and very small, and not having a full picture of our world, and I don't think, not everybody needs to have a full picture of our world, but you need to have a full picture of you. And at least the fullest one that you can have at this moment, and that keeps developing deeper and deeper and deeper, because when you have that, then you're more rooted, you're more grounded, you're clearer, because all of those things that are programming, conditioning, brainwashing, propaganda, etc., that have been pounded into you through what you've listened to. Like, think back to, God, what were you listening to in high school, and like, how does that affect what you believe now? And what does how did your being in your family affect how you see yourself in the world? Do you have possibilities, or is your world really small and nothing ever works out for you, right? Again, it's the kind of the extremes, and there's everything in between. But all those things add up. What are your possibilities? And right now, it's very important that we start to not take our lives, our money, our food, our nourishment, our health, our financial systems, our governments, our waters, our air, not take any of that for granted, our earth, because we're where we're at because we did. We're where we're at because we let other people have power and take control. And we just said, you guys do it. Yep, everything. We just like took it for granted. And now, you know, the food's been poisoned, the planet's been poisoned, the air's been poisoned, the water's been poisoned, you know, and we're having to clean it up. So we're having to clean ourselves up. Again, you're not broken. This stuff is kind of like, just think like you're a diamond on the inside, but you've got all this mud and crap that the world has kind of introduced you to and told you, and you believed it, that this is what you are. And so it's now time to, you know, get the washer out, scrub all that dirt away, let it go, and get you in a get you knowing your gifts, your talents, getting your intuition back, getting your discernment back, your sovereignty back, so that you can say, what is important to me now? What is important? I mean, you can choose to go any path, and you can choose not to do any of the inner work to release any of those programmings. You can choose that. It's okay. And nothing's wrong with you. You can choose that. But as long as you know, I'm choosing this, right? This is what I'm choosing, and I want to judge the world, and I want to divide the world, and I want people fighting against each other, and I want, you know, I want people to be dying, and the population to go down, and let's get rid of blah, 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 right? If you want that, that's fine. That's your choice. You have that. And if you don't want that, and you want something better, and you want, you know, you really are here, and you're here, usually if you're listening to me, you're here to be supported by my words, be supported by my energy, be supported by the work that I do with you, or or those of you who are coming to do work with me, to support you in a way so you can go out, because you're one of the healers. You're one of these people that are here to be doing what I'm doing in a variety of ways. You might not be coaching, you might be a teacher. You might be you might be the parent of the new humans that are coming in. Those incredible kids. I became a grandma. I'm so happy I went and saw my grandchild. That's one reason why I haven't been on too. But it's like, you know, the thing for me is like, I want, what's really been clear for me to share, what's really important to me, what really matters, is that the children, and my children, who are grown adults, and their children, and humanity's children, to be healthy, to be safe, to not have to go through the things that we've had to go through, to clean up the planet, to clean up the medical field, so that it's for wellness, not for sickness, and a lot of other stuff that I don't need to go into, but it's like, so that we can really help each other thrive and be the best that we can be. So I feel like, you know, I'm an unconditionally loving mother. I feel that to all the millennials and younger ones, that tells it like it is. That's what I help you with. I am a you know, mom energy, unconditionally loving mom energy, who has a great amount of tools and resources to support you moving forward, making choices that are really valuable to you, so you can go out into the world and show up with your big heart, with your in your light, in the love, helping humanity, because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, and so we need you. And so the clearing out of those things that are limiting you, your beliefs about relationships, your beliefs about family, your beliefs about your well-being, Like that's another thing that I've seen. There's been a lot of programming going on, like, don't pay attention to your health, that's all right, don't worry, we'll take care of you. And they haven't. And that's how people are getting so sick, burnt out, all sorts of different things. But thank God that that information is coming out now. So because your health, if you don't have your health, there's nothing else. So that needs to be like priority for you. Like if you're eating junk food and you're eating processed food and you're eating a lot of sugar and a lot of seed oils and fast food, um, you're going to be in trouble. Drinking a lot, not sleeping a lot, your whole system's off, feeling terrible. It's really important that you get your health back, and I can help you with that too. So I help. I'm very holistic, your whole being, mind, body, emotions, and spirit. But it takes you to um, step forward. It takes you to, this is a commitment. This is a commitment. What you're committing to is living a life that serves you, that's healthy, that's inspiring, that's whole, and that you're seen as whole, with humanity working together, creating healthy food, great health systems, great educational systems, just community. It's really important that you have community or you have support. As much as I know, as much as I do, oh my gosh, I don't know what it would be. I can't imagine what it would be like to not have my friends to call and say, are you experiencing this? Or I'm feeling this, or I just need you to hold the space so I can cry right now. Or did you feel that energy? Oh my gosh. That we're checking in with each other and saying this is what a wild, wild west, right? This is like Mad Max. It's gonna so so the more that you right now can work on you and you don't need to pay attention to necessarily what's going on. You want to be aware. What are your beliefs? What are you feeling? Because a lot of us are feeling anxious, even because a lot of us are empaths. So, just the other day, I was like, oh my God, I'm waking up every morning feeling so anxious. And finally I said, oh, wait a minute, is this mine? Is this mine or somebody else? And then it was like, no, I'm picking up on the collective. And I was like, oh, something terrible must have happened yesterday. Or it's a lot of times I feel the energy from a solar flare or the solar wind. Yeah. So now family is super important to me. I mean, family's always been super important to me because I'm like a mom. That's very important. Being a mom, in multiple senses of the way. I feel like a mom to all of you, but an unconditionally loving mom who's not going to put up with is here to help you find you, right? Without trauma, without any programming, and help you express that in the world so you can feel what that feels like and then create from that energy. Like, that's so powerful. Okay, let me see, is there anything else? So go out in nature, sit and think about, so if something happens, so say something happens and it upsets you and you feeling either abandoned or grieving or jealous or just anything. sit down and go, where is this feeling coming from? What's it from? What can I relate to this? What am I here to learn from this experience? Don't say it's the other person's fault. Say, what? No, there's something for me to learn. When you react, it's like, what am I holding on to? What am I needing them to do in order for me to feel better? Or what are they not? Yeah, so what am I needing them to do, thinking I need them to do? And then can I do that for myself? And, you know, where does this feeling come from? Is this a new feeling? Is this an old feeling? Have I had this feeling since I was a little baby or a kid, or high school? What is it? And then get clear on what the emotion is or what the feeling is, and look that up. And then you might get a list of feelings, both positive and negative feelings. They're all just information. And then look them up, and then you might see that there's another word that's better, and then you can go, oh, okay, now that makes a whole different experience, and you can see how it's yours and not theirs. Now, I'm not saying if somebody's abusing you, if somebody's hitting you, in any way, that's not tolerated. Then that is a problem, right? But if it's not there and you're just reacting out of the blue, like you don't even know, like, why did I react so strongly to that? Or why am I so defensive? Or why am I pushing away? Or why am I needy, and not feeling like I'm getting what I want and what I need? And, so look at those. And if you need help, call me and let's schedule some time together. But I think that's a good start, because we're in it right now. So there's no waiting. There's no waiting. Just you need to, unless you're like, screw it, I don't care. I'm just going to stay the way I am, and I don't care. It doesn't bother me the way the world is, and I'm fine how I'm fine. Realize also, if you've been isolating, if you've been keeping yourself inside, start getting yourself outside. That has been a programming, a conditioning to, again, to make you insecure, to keep you afraid. Oh my God, if I go out around people, I'm going to get sick. That's all fear-based programming that has been out there. There are people for you. There are people who will love you. I love you. There are people you don't know that love you dearly and care about you. There are so many of us out there praying, meditating, working with the energy to support all of you and humanity in varieties of ways. These trees are working to support you, to love you. The fairies, all of them, there's so much. Again, all the layers, you have no idea about the layers. And when you look at another person, once you understand the layers of conditioning and programming that you've had that has created your perspective on the world that you're changing and getting rid of, and once your heart starts opening, now you can look at every other person and go, they're going through the same thing. You have compassion for them. It's not they're a bad, mean person. It's like they've been programmed. There's something going on. And just by opening your heart to them, you're shifting the energy of the planet. You're shifting us more towards love than to division and fear. More towards health, discernment, empowerment, rather than giving our power away over here and letting other people make decisions for us that are not for our benefit. Take back our power. Come back into your body, start getting out there, start meeting people, start creating your community, start working on your health, reach out if you need help. I'm here for you. And okay, that's enough. What I do. Sorry guys, but it's valuable. It's so valuable. Um, I can't tell you, do not take where you're at right now for granted. It's, any moment there can be a huge storm, a volcano erupting, light going out, solar power going out, uh, knocking power out, a solar flare, or CME. There's just so many ways. Family members getting sick and dying very quickly or whatever. There's just, do not take your life for granted, and be the creator that you came here to be, and live it beautifully. Live from the heart, enjoy it, relish it, have fun, play, even though I know it seems crazy, like, oh my gosh, it's like, how, like, I'm going dancing tonight. I go dancing almost every Wednesday night. To that just makes me happy, and everybody's around down at the beach, smiling, and there's everything from little kids, a lot of college students, 20 and 30-year-olds, and then all the way up to us older, wiser beings. So a great array of people. So go out and do things. Play with your family. Play with your kids. Get with your friends. Reach out and touch them. I'm sure that they would appreciate that. All right, love you. Until we meet again, love, live, and matter. Bye.